Hey, Facebook friends. All right. So I am here today to talk about a different side of part of businesses and some businesses that are out there. So I'm here with Josh Candiloro with Josh Candiloro Photography, and he's going to talk to us about what are some different things that you can be doing in your business when it comes to photography. What are some things going on in the photography world because of all of this, and how they're making some changes and maybe some ideas for the future and what can be going on. So, hey Josh, how are you?
Hey Jess, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So, how long have you been doing photography?
Um, since high school, over 10 years professionally, and just over a year under my own name.
Nice. Awesome. So how have things basically just kind of it's flipped a lot of businesses on the side. We've talked to a lot of business owners that said that they basically just had to jump on this change bandwagon and completely relook at how they're doing their business. So how has all of this, especially the stay-at-home order, affected the photography world?
Tremendously, to say the least. I have a couple of different perspectives, one being the portrait studio family pictures side of things. But also, I've been working for the past 10 years and for the past year in volume school photography. And so my job with the company that I was just laid off from was customer service for photographers who primarily do schools and sports leagues. So as you can probably imagine, that ended pretty quickly. It ended a lot more quickly than a lot of other people's revenue streams because they started shutting down schools first. And a lot of photographers thought it was going to blow over, like a lot of us did. And we quickly realized that that was not the case. A lot of us believe that schools probably won't go back in this spring, which means that your spring revenue stream is pretty much done, right? Um, you don't have a way of getting your information out to your parents to purchase your product the way you've always done it. Fortunately, the company that I worked for kind of switched gears very quickly and very early and implemented a really cool way of selling school photographs that the school can transmit to all of the parents, and it doesn't require paper order forms or any kind of in-person transaction to take place. So earlier this week, I was helping a few of our customers and was kind of looking through what kind of performance we were seeing from those measures. And one person pushed out maybe 15, 20 schools worth of information out online. And within 24 hours, he had over $6,000 coming back into him. Now, for his business, that's still not 100% of what he would have normally been able to expect, but he kind of was of the mindset that his season was done, that he wasn't going to be making anything. So for that kind of result to be happening for him, I mean, it's tremendous. And the one thing that I'm taking away from all of this is that the need in the market, whether it's photography or retail products or services, the need in the market hasn't gone away. Not everyone is without a job. Those who are without a job, many of them are able to get unemployment benefits, and they're still seeking out goods and services from us as business owners. The problem is with us, our ability to serve those customers has been greatly diminished in a lot of cases. So I'm spending this time really addressing ways that I can still help my customers and help my clients and not put anybody at risk, maintain social distancing and do all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. So what has been one of the biggest changes that you've had to make as a photographer during this time?
Well, traditionally, when I think about generating revenue in my business, I think, how can I book more sessions? And I'm a people person, so I really look at families and children and events. I love events. Um, as you can imagine, none of that is going on right now. No matter what you want to do, that kind of thing can't take place right now. It's not safe for anybody. So thinking about the ways that my service helps people outside of those traditional means. I had a conversation a couple of weeks ago with my real estate agent and a couple of others since then. And what we were talking about is people are still transacting houses right now. People are still needing to buy and people are still needing to sell. And that need is still very real, but the methods for doing that transaction are completely changing. Showings can't really happen the way they normally do. Paperwork has to be done electronically. Um, Even appraisals have to be done remotely or with cell phone photos. So she was very clear. She's like, Josh, I do need pictures right now, but what I really need even more is like a virtual tour to go in so people can sit on their phone or sit on their computer and tour a home like they would walk through it, and get a sense for it, because we can still do these transactions around stuff like that. So quickly pulled the resources together to be able to accomplish that for her, and then put it out there, because I thought, well, if it helps this one real estate agent, then it's going to help more people. And right now my focus is on how can I help people, um, and support what they're doing and help them generate revenue, because that's going to come back and really help my business.
Oh, for sure. Um, so what are some, so that is definitely one avenue. That was a great point. People are still buying houses. People are still wanting to look and see. I mean, I'm not even in the market for a house, but I still get on realtor.com and all our local
Yes.
things and look to see what's out there. What do they look like? And I will definitely say, I think I've seen a lot more photos happening right now. So that's a great point of, this is something else. Maybe, real estate photography wasn't your niche, but it is a way to keep business going right now. What are some other tips and tricks that maybe you have, that you would give other photographers right now on, so you made a good point with your, your where you previously were at, um, you know, they reached out and said, hey, let's do something else. Let's see how else we can get these pictures to the schools. So what are some other ideas that you maybe have that you've gotten a way to maybe get photos out there at this time?
So we just got finished up with front porch minis, which is, not my idea. Smarter and more creative people, put that out there into the world very early on. But I've seen a lot of photographers doing that. And here's why I love it. One, it is a way to make money right now, and still stay, 20 feet from your subject, because you're standing at the end of a driveway or a walkway, and the parents aren't leaving their porch, and everything is being done electronically and with distance. But the other reason I love that is because these people, these families who are maybe out of work, working remotely from home, um, most people right now don't have a semblance of a normal life, don't have interpersonal interaction. And those front porch sessions are heartwarming because they're giving people an opportunity for some sense of normalcy in their life. It's letting them do something that they would normally do in a safe way. And that's really valuable. That's overwhelmingly the feedback that I've gotten from people. Coincided with Easter, and they were like, we're so happy to have this. This is about the only thing we've been able to do in the past month. So that's tremendous. I mentioned real estate and in any business. Some business owners are comfortable taking their own pictures and some are not. And maybe retail photography, product photography is not your thing. But guess what? You have a lot of time right now to make it your thing. So contact business owners and say, hey, are you spending this time to update your website? Do you need more product photos to go on your website? That's something that they can leave outside. You can go pick up Lysol down, bring back to your space, photograph, and you can transact in a contactless way. So, educate yourself and reach out. Like, I'm sending cold Facebook messages, emails, text messages right now to people that I know and don't know, saying, hey, look, I am here to help you in whatever way my skills can, and just seeing what comes back. I've seen photographers offer, especially to senior parents right now, to edit and print pictures that the parent will submit, because some seniors still haven't been able to take their senior pictures, and these photographers want to do something. So if a parent sends them a cell phone picture, they will edit it and make it look better and print it for them. Great way to generate revenue. And there are tons of online platforms that will allow you to transact that contactless. And another really, really big thing is to remarket your existing photos. So things that you've taken within the past, I would say 12 months, at least since August. If you have those online and you have collected even 2 email addresses, send those emails. I'm fortunate in that the way I deliver and sell my photographs after they're taken is all online. And I do have a wealth of contact information attached to those photos. So remarketing with email campaigns is pretty easy. And I really encourage people to do that. While you're focusing on generating new revenue, don't forget about the things that you already have, because maybe that person never visited their online gallery, or they visited it, but they never purchased and they forgot about it. Well, now people have time, and now people are wanting to connect with things that make them happy. We're in the midst of this depressing, uncertain time. They're really looking at things like, oh man, these pictures were so great. That makes them feel good. And right now, people are really looking to engage and interact with things that make them feel good.
Oh yeah, I love that. That was some great points. So you hit on, people who may not be photographers. I am in no way, shape, or form a photographer. I like to think that I am sometimes with my cell phone. But so what are some tips that you have, maybe, that people that are trying to take photos right now with their phone, or maybe they had a camera, they have a camera. What are some ideas that you have that you could suggest to people on, hey, if you're taking a photo of a product, make sure the lighting is, what are some ideas that you have that we can give, to other business owners who are maybe now saying, we just spoke to Megan Lord with Southern Chic and Amanda with Southern Accents, and we talked about, they're now having to do a lot of online stuff. So what are some suggestions you have for people who are now trying to take pictures with an iPhone or a phone in general?
So the one big suggestion I would make is to hook up with a photographer, somebody you're comfortable with, maybe somebody you traditionally use, because most of us understand that need right now and are more than happy to help, walk somebody through the process. If you're taking your own photos and it's not apparel, it's something that can sit on a table, get a nice, large, neutral, repetitive surface like a wood top table or something clean, and set your product on top of it. Where you can, bring that thing as close to a large light source like a window as possible. And then position yourself. If I can kind of get technical right now, if your window is right here, position yourself right here, not here and not here, because you want to catch not 100% of the light in front of you, but you want to have some depth to whatever the product you're photographing. And as I said earlier, a lot of photographers are taking those consumer submitted photos and editing them. I'm kind of doing this right now, sitting here editing some photos for a business owner and a friend, and so that she can put them on her website to promote a new service. We're not, right now, everybody is in kind of survival mode. And I don't think there are many photographers who are out there who are going to turn down their nose at somebody, business owner saying, really not comfortable having anybody come into the space, but here's some photos I've taken. What would you charge to edit them for me? And most of us will be very happy to oblige because it's relationship.
Oh, it kind of cut out a little bit, but that's okay. What is something, so I know you were a people person. I'm definitely a people person. What is one of the biggest things that you are looking forward to when all this is over and we're able to be closer than 6 feet away and closer than more than 10 people at a time? What is it that you are most looking forward to once this is all said and done?
I'm still a people person, and this is a very trying time. And I know a lot of photographers and business owners feel the same way. I'm looking forward to that meaningful interaction with my customers. Done a few things where we either handled it completely remotely, completely separately. We didn't even see each other, or like the front porch sessions, we were 20 feet away. I'm at least a handshake person, if not give you a hug. And it's very strange having to do things with such distance between you. It's definitely not why I got into the business, and not why the business will sustain. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh yes, for sure. What would you, so people who have time, sharing, I know, I think I've seen several people sharing old photos on social media. How are you using social media as a platform right now, especially like places like Instagram, where it is all photos? How are you utilizing those platforms to kind of promote, but not promoting like doing things right now, but, for future?
So, and don't slap my hand, because I have a confession to make. I'm one of the world's worst as far as keeping a regular social media posting schedule. So that's something that I'm focusing on right now. Over the past week, I've completely redesigned my website. It's more functional, and when we finally get to that point that it can be utilized to the fullest, I'm looking forward to that. But right now, I'm taking a headfirst dive into Facebook and Instagram in an elevated level, not just posting, but running ads, and for when that time comes, making sure that I can be in front of the people who will then be looking to have photos taken. Right now, I think it's important, as you guys always say, to post in regular intervals. Have yourself a schedule and post, if for no other reason than to keep in the forefront of your customers' minds, and stay relevant. Functional content is always king, and you should be mixing functional content in with it. So don't be afraid as a photographer to share a Pinterest idea or a blog post about how a family did their own little photo shoot in their living room. That's something that people are going to pay attention to. And the fact that you're trying to help people by giving them something to do in this time that doesn't involve giving you money is going to make them trust you a lot more. So, sorry, I had a phone call come through. So I would say, as far as social media goes, just keep posting, keep reminding people that you are here. You're not going anywhere. Business was fantastic. That's what I keep hearing from people before all of this, is that business was fantastic. They were having great years. I watched Megan Lord's, talk, and her story is like so many others. They were growing. I was growing. My company was growing. And then all of a sudden, everybody had to pause in business. And I think that as long as you keep reminding people, no, we're still here. We're still going to be able to provide those services that you love. After all this is over, you'll be doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Awesome. I loved all that. Well, we appreciate you coming on and sharing some tips and tricks and just some ideas of, what business owners can be doing, what other people can be doing. So we are, of course, would love to share your contact information. So we will share that in the comments below, and how to reach Josh if you are somebody who's maybe looking for, I know I am beyond ready to book a family session.
Yeah,
Finally,
Mac is home.
now that my
We need to
husband is
get that
home.
done.
Yeah. So been trying to do that since he got back, and now all of this push that. But so I look forward to that. And for people maybe to contact you if they have maybe some photos that they have taken and stuff like that, or if you just maybe people want to reach out and just maybe toss some ideas back and forth with you. So we will put that his contact information below. And thanks, Josh. We appreciate it, and loved having you.
Thanks, Jess. I love being here.
Bye, guys.